Welcome back. Glad to know you're still with us. You are still watching NTV at 1. Now, there are growing concerns about industrial water pollution along the River Nile in Buikwe district, where waste and effluents from nearby factories are contaminating essential water sources there. This pollution is not only causing severe health issues such as waterborne diseases like bilharzia. So we ask what can be done about this problem, and joining us in this conversation we have JOANITA BABIRYE, a movement activist with Girls for Climate Action. JOANITA, thank you for joining us and good afternoon.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon too.
So Joan, paint for us a picture. How bad is the situation like, and what is the actual impact of the discharge of water into the River Nile on food chains as well as the water sources?
Yeah, so thank you again for having me. So what is happening right now is that there are so many industries that are along the River Nile, and Buikwe district, especially in Jeru municipality, has taken over most of the industries in this country, where we're having those manufacturing plastic, those manufacturing batteries, those manufacturing tiles, and so many more, tires as well. And we realize that most of these companies are situated there because they are close to the water source. So that means that they have an excuse to not treat their water before discharge.
Right.
And there are historical streams that are in that community that communities have been using to, for domestic use, for agriculture. But all of this is being contaminated. And most of the things that the companies are right now doing is they're trying to build channels. But our question is, when you build a channel that avoids a stream maybe for the community, what then happens to the River Nile that's feeding over 160 million people that are depending on the Nile in the Nile Basin community? So there's a lot that is going on that we are not aware of because there's this excuse of people the company owners don't want to put in another cost to be able to treat their effluent before they dispose it off. So right now communities are crying for help. One, most of the channels that are there right now, they are not well demarcated as well. So what happens is that when wastewater is coming from the companies, it creates its own channel. What that means for children is that when they're going to fetch water, they kind of just fall into these different ditches. And also we did so many water analyses with different companies that have proven that the water is not fresh anymore for consumption for communities. This means that the acid levels are higher, the alkalinity levels are higher, beyond what is in the NEMA standards. So
then what do you think can be done to actually solve this problem sort of once and for all? Because it's not the first time such a complaint is coming out about water pollution in our water bodies. It's a conversation that has been ongoing. How can this problem be dealt with?
I think the first thing is, how can we change the system from understanding before any company is set up? There's a lot that is done. Means the environmental impact assessment is purely done with clear mitigation measures. That means that also communities need to be involved in this entire process. This means that you can be aware of the different ecosystems within this community that you know that your company should not affect in any way. And for us, we normally say that the River Nile is our lifeblood as a country, being that we're a country that depends on agriculture for our livelihoods. The highest GDP in this country is coming from agriculture. What does that mean for farmers that are depending on the River Nile to water their crops? Right now, there are so many farmers that are being affected. So much is going on in regards to soil infertility, in regards to them not even getting that water because they feel it's not good for their crops. Bringing in different pests for them.
So what will be your closing remarks as we wind up this conversation?
The best thing I would say is NEMA to act. Just like they're acting with the wetlands, let's act with the companies. In as much as we are getting some money out of that, let it be money that benefits people, benefits the planet, and then we can make profit to prosper as a country. So let's follow the policies, let's follow the laws, and let us not be in position of compromising the needs of community.
All right. Thank you. JOANITA BABIRYE, a movement strategist with Girls for Climate Action.